Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Happy Tuesday, Tuesday. My days are running together. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, come on in. Do me a favor. If you can hear me clearly, put a one in the comments for me. Hi. Put a one in the comments for me if you can hear me clearly while I'm trying to get this lip together. Because, child, is not doing what I wanted to do. Perfect. Oh no, I didn't put my. It's okay. Let me know where you're watching from. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And so today, specifically, I'm going to be talking about why ambition alone is not enough. And I'm going to talk about the missing piece to creating consistent wealth. So, share this with another amazing woman because I think a lot of women don't realize there's one key thing that's missing in their lives for that's really blocking them from getting what it is that they want in regards to wealth. And when we're talking about wealth, if this is your first time joining me, you'll know that, or you should know that wealth is not money. um, an aspect of wealth is financial resources. But when we're speaking about wealth, when it comes down to the feminine space, I want to break down exactly what wealth is. Wealth looks like the following, okay? It looks like financial resources, meaning that you have the financial resources to be able to support the goals, dreams, and future plans that you have. It's a foundation that you built for yourself or that you're building for yourself. Emotional fulfillment. Wealth includes deeply satisfied, secure relationships on an emotional level. I always tell people all the time when it comes down to emotional fulfillment, you have to love your life. You have to love yourself. You have to love what it is you're doing in order for money to be attracted to that because money sits on the same vibrational wave as love. And a lot of people don't realize that. So emotional fulfillment is very important and is one aspect of wealth as well. Time freedom is wealth. Healthy relationships are wealth. Okay? Healthy relationships are wealth. I always tell people toxic relationships are bad for your health. Healthy relationships are the ones that create wealth. Okay? And lastly, the last aspect of true wealth is purpose and growth. So the five aspects of wealth, for your understanding, when you're talking about building generational wealth, hey, my love, you need to be thinking and asking yourself before you say, I'm building generational wealth, are you only getting money? Because financial resources is only one aspect of attaining true wealth. Because again, you have those four other areas. Are you emotionally fulfilled? Do you have time freedom, the autonomy to do what you desire with your time, or do you have to ask somebody for permission to go and do the things that you need to do for your family? One of the major reasons what made me leave my 9 to 5 with ease, in a sense, was I didn't like having to ask for permission to be able to go and take care of my mother or to help my mother. So it doesn't make sense for me because my mother spent all of her time in her life taking care of me and my siblings. So to have to ask for permission doesn't sit well with me. So I knew the 9 to 5 life was not going to work for me at all. Okay. So, all right, my mic went out, y'all. It needs to be charged. So, can y'all hear me now? And put a one in the comments for me if you can hear me and write the last thing that you heard me say, if you don't mind. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, perfect. Y'all can hear me. So what's the last thing y'all heard me say? You didn't hear anything. You must have just got here. Okay, yes. So what I said was one of the reasons that made me leave my 9 to 5 to start my business was because I didn't feel like it was okay for me to have to ask for permission to be able to take care of my mother or to support my family. It doesn't sit well with me that when my best friend passed away, that I had to, and even though some people may not have seen that as a really big deal, but I had to turn around and come back to work and just be normal. Like, those things just didn't sit well with me. So because of that, I opted out of that life, and I chose to pursue a life that consisted of true wealth for me. You know, creating financial resources and stability for myself, emotional fulfillment, making sure that I have healthy relationships. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts. Making sure that I have time freedom, that I'm operating from a space of purpose and growth. Because that's what true wealth looks like for me, because that's what fulfillment actually looks like and feels like for me. Okay? So it's very vital and very important that you are clear and that you understand that wealth is something, when you're saying you're building generational wealth, is bigger than money. It's a whole wide spectrum of things. And we need to start paying attention to that. Have you ever told us what happened to your best friend? No. And I won't. There are some things that I will never reveal publicly. That's one of them. Someone that came one time and asked me, what made me divorce. That's another one. I respect both of those people so much in life and in death to not do that. But I honor them with my life, if that makes sense. So but I appreciate you asking, but I don't tap into that. But anyway, before I get emotional, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and what I do is that I help results-driven women master their rhythm and transform natural magnetism into a wealth-attracting force. Okay? So what I do is that I support women in being able to become emotionally fulfilled, to get the financial resources, to have the time freedom, to operate from purpose and growth, to create the healthy relationships. My track records and my fruit tends to speak for itself. I've helped my clients go from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures, and I've built a 6-figure business from the ground up myself. And I've done it without hustling. So I support women who are ready to master themselves. Women who come to work with me understand that they are accepting an invitation to transform their life experience. Women who come to work with me get the results that they desire, get the support that they've been craving, and they attract the relationships that they have been wanting in their life, platonic and romantic. Okay? One thing you have to understand about relationships is this, and people get really caught up in the whole wanting to be with someone and, do all these things. Self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship, because the way you treat yourself sets the tone of the way anybody else is going to treat you. So if you don't treat yourself exceptionally well, you can't have an expectation for someone else to treat you exceptionally well, because they're not going to do so. And one of the most important things, because healthy relationships and emotional fulfillment is a part of wealth, okay? It's very important for you to understand that you can't do enough to be received in those spaces. It's all about energy and being in alignment. So what a lot of women don't understand is, no matter how many, and I want to say this because the title of this is why ambition alone is not enough, the missing piece to achieving consistent wealth. It don't matter how many bars you go and sit at as a beautiful woman trying to catch somebody. It don't matter how many courses you buy on femininity. It doesn't matter any of these things. You cannot do certain things to get a certain scenario or to get with somebody. Being in a relationship it happens because of you being. And if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, if you are not in good frequency with yourself, you are putting that out there, and the people you are entertaining are not going to be of good caliber to you. And we think that if we do all these things and we operate from feminine wiles, and if you don't know what feminine wiles are, you basically can look at the story of Delilah in the Samson and Delilah story. What she used to trick Samson with was feminine wiles. We all have feminine wiles, and feminine wiles have a place. So I'm not even shunning women who use feminine wiles. They just need to be positioned correctly. But you need to understand the power of your energetics and why you're not attracting these healthy relationships, you're not becoming emotionally fulfilled, you're not getting the money, the time, freedom, and all the other things operating with purpose and growth. A lot of this has to do because your energy is misaligned. And the thing I need you to understand, and I'm going to explain what misaligned energy is. I'm going to tell you what misaligned energy, how it's showing up in your life, so you can identify if you are operating from a space of misaligned energy. And then I'm going to tell you how misaligned energy blocks wealth potential. It blocks you from getting what it is that you truly desire. And then I'm also going to tell you how you can fix it. So I'm going to give you a straightforward run through of how you can fix your energy if your energy is off, and if you are seeing things in your life that you don't like and that you don't enjoy and you don't understand why it's like that. We can get down to the bottom of that. Okay, so share this live with a woman who is struggling in the area of achieving wealth. She struggles to find emotional fulfillment, though she does everything for everyone. She struggles to operate from a space of growth and purpose. She struggles to attract healthy relationships. She struggles to build stability financial wise. And what I mean by that is, it's not that she doesn't have money. It's not that she doesn't have money. It's that no matter what she does, she's still not fulfilled because she has it. Okay? So share this with a woman so she can get this goodness, because what you'll learn and understand is that, and I talked about this yesterday, we are now in the era of intelligence. Human intelligence, emotional intelligence, artificial intelligence, social intelligence. If you don't figure out where you fit in and you don't understand these elements and how a lot of this is centered around energetics, you're going to struggle in your business, in your relationships, in your life. And so I want that to shift for you, okay? Because a lot of the women who are attracted to my content, or a lot of the women that come to work with me, are women who are normally like the cycle breakers. They are the women everyone comes to in the family. You know, they're solving everyone's problems. They're supporting everybody. But these are the ones who are they find it difficult to be vulnerable. They find it difficult to ask for the support that they actually need. They are so quick to help somebody else, but they don't help themselves. And so what I do is that I support them in aligning their energy so they can get what it is that they actually desire. They become wealth attracting forces when they get done working with me, because they understand their energetics. They understand, thank you, my love, for these gifts and for these likes. They understand spiritual rooting. They understand mental solitude, okay? And being solid and sane in your mind. They understand emotional regulation. Therefore, they can manifest whatever it is they desire. You do understand one key element of manifestation is your ability to manage your emotions, right? But no, a lot of y'all are out here talking about y'all can't control your feelings. That's a lie. That's a lie that society told you. Hey, my love, thank you for these loves and these gifts. But let's go ahead and get into why ambition alone is not enough. The missing piece to consistent wealth is misaligned energy, is energy, aligned energy, and how misaligned energy is messing that up for you. Okay, so misaligned energy refers to a state where your actions, your emotions, your thoughts are not in harmony with your true desires, your purpose, or your natural rhythms as a woman. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Misaligned energy refers to the state to where your actions, your thoughts, your emotions are not in harmony with your true desires, purpose, and natural rhythms. This shows up in relationships where women are in relationships that they know are not going in the direction that they want them to go in. They know ultimately that they are not leading towards the ultimate goal, whatever their goal is, but yet they will sit in that. They will complain about that. They will state that they don't want that, but their action shows that they will not shift or change that. So there is a misalignment between the mind, the heart, and the willpower, which means that there is disruption in the soul. Let me put you on game. What you need to understand is that your soul is comprised of your mindset, your heart set, and your willpower. If you are in something that is draining your mindset, your heart set, and you don't have no willpower to do anything different, you need to be very careful, because that's real close. That's giving demonic. It's giving draining your life force energy. It's giving I'm using you until I find something better. It's giving you're good enough for right now for where I am. Okay? When you understand your energy and your value, you position yourself to elevate, not to be brought down. Okay? When you have misaligned energy, you are pushing against your natural flow as a woman. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes, rather than working with it. This is going to lead you to the following feelings. You're going to feel exhausted. That's why women feel exhausted in these relationships. Let's talk about it. Because you know you're not supposed to be there anyway, but you're too scared to move your feet. But that's another conversation. So you're exhausted. You're consistently frustrated. And you see no fruit coming from this relationship or this whatever is happening. You see no fruit coming from this experience. Okay? You cannot keep sitting in a space where your heart, your mind, and your willpower are not in alignment. You are eventually going to get sick. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Because what you're doing is that you're stressing your body out when we're in a space of exhaustion, frustration, not seeing results. You cripple the body. One of my modalities and specialties is that I'm an energetic psychology practitioner, and which means that I study energetics, and emotion is energy in motion. So I study the internal energetics and how it impacts each one of your organs. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Do y'all see how... Y'all ever seen a woman give everything to a relationship, a marriage, or whatever that she wasn't supposed to be in? And it basically took her out, and that man outlived her. And he went on to even go get another wife and start a whole nother family. And she basically put her entire life on the line by continuing to give her time, energy, attention towards something that actually was not going exactly where she thought it was going to go. I don't know about y'all, but I've seen people leave here young. That's what you call a bit of broken heart syndrome. See, when it tells you in scripture to guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life, that's not a coincidence. It's not a gimmick. It's not a game. It's not an old, maybe you should consider that. Maybe you should think about it. No, you should probably protect your heart above everything else because your heart is not infinite. It's not forever. And if you don't guard your heart, then you put your heart in a space to where it has to defend itself. Now we're having a heart attack because the heart doesn't attack you. Why would the heart attack you? Its owner. Why? I want you to really start thinking about these things. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. Your heart doesn't attack you. The heart defends itself. And what is the heart defending itself from? From the stress, from the things within the body that does not belong. It now has to defend itself. But do you understand it had to go through so many layers of tissue because the heart naturally has boundaries around it? Yeah. Little miss, I can't set boundaries. Your built-in heart that the Most High gave you literally comes with boundaries. You are a walking boundary. There are several layers of skin that have to be penetrated before you really tap some. I went to esthetician school. There are so many layers to you. So when people die or leave here because of stressful situations, when I tell you they were truly stressed and they had been stressed for years, the body will give you signals for 10 years, 20 years that you are under stress. You are literally a walking vehicle. What happens when you don't change the oil in your car? What happens? It breaks down. It locks up. What happens if you don't put the proper fuel in your vehicle? What happens? It locks up. It causes issues with the engine. You need to start really thinking about how long can you sit in a state of stress like that? Misaligned energy. The body runs on a system of balance. See, a lot of women have womb issues. I was a woman that had womb issues for 21 years. So I'm not telling you nothing I don't know. In 2004, when nobody was talking about polycystic ovarian, I had my 20-year-old self in the office crying because they were diagnosing me with it. So as someone who had a regular cycle for 21 years from the time that I was 11, because I was not only stressed at the age of 11 because my first 10 years were a bit unstable. So your children pick up the imbalance in your household. So if the environment isn't stable, if there are things that are happening that shake the environment, you better know that your child is picking up that vibration. So if you're not only that child is picking up the stress from that vibration and you are feeding that child the wrong type of food, it exacerbates whatever the stress that's already happening within their body. And next thing you know, oh, your baby has diabetes. Your baby has type 2 diabetes. Do you understand type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle illness? It's your inability to manage your emotions and regulate your emotions, so you choose to eat sweets because sweets soothe you. And because you eat so many sweets, they soothe you, they give you that false hit of dopamine that make you feel good for the moment. And because you eat all those processed things and your stomach can't process that food, because every single ounce of food has a program in it. But the body can't process processed food. It can't process the message. It does not know where this specific thing needs to go. I can't send artificial sugar to this because it's going to throw off the balance. So guess what it does? It sits in your stomach, and it sits in your stomach to the point where it starts to make holes in your stomach. And then you start to think you have all these things going on, but it all started with your stress. It all started with that. It all started with your energy being misaligned. It all started with you going against your head. It all started you going against your intuition. You knew you wasn't supposed to be there. Hey, love. You knew you weren't supposed to be there. We have to understand, again, misaligned energy. That's the root cause of why no matter what you do, how ambitious you are, you still seem to not get ahead and be consistent. It's because your energy is misaligned. Your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions are not in harmony with what you truly desire, what the real purpose is, and with your natural rhythms. As a woman, you have 4 phases in your menstrual cycle. If you are not operating according to those 4 phases of your menstrual cycle, I can tell you right now, you are probably imbalanced. See, for my sisters who are not having cycles, let me put you on game. You know why you're not having cycles? See, a cycle simply comes like this. If the heart, the liver, the kidneys, and the spleen are balanced, if they're functioning properly, you're going to have a cycle. So if you're not having one, it's the spleen, it's the heart, it's the liver, or it's the kidney that's not functioning at full capacity. If you are eating piss poorly and these organs are not getting what it is that they need so that they can activate during that time frame, you're not going to have a cycle. If you are holding on to resentment because you hate your baby daddy, let me put you on game. Because here's the thing, long-term resentment ruins the function of your liver. And once the function of your liver starts to get impacted because you are so angry all the time, what happens is that it causes you to have heavy cramps. It causes you to have irregular cycles. It causes you to bleed insane. It causes you eventually to the point to where your liver gets so beat up, it can't do one of its jobs. And the liver has over 300 functions within your body. One of the functions is that the liver sends up nourishing blood to our eyes so we can see. You ever heard of that thing called blind rage? Because anger can really ruin your liver to the point to where you can go blind. Is he worth being mad at? Is it really? This is why it tells you in scripture to not give anger a foothold. See, the Most High don't be telling you stuff just to be telling you. What I respect so much about scripture and about like reading, especially like the Ethiopian Bible, what I respect so much about how the creator of all things moves is that the creator of all things will put everything on the table and let you choose. Society will put choices in front of you and give you the illusion of choice. You can choose to be mad. You can choose to hold a grudge. But you're literally drinking poison and it's making you sick. There are root causes to these illnesses, beloveds, and a lot of them are due to spiritual violations. It's a spiritual violation for you to give anger a foothold, but you did it anyway because you had to get your lick back, right? You're going to go blind trying to get your lick back. Like, women don't also realize your kidneys, right? So the liver has to be functioning properly, the kidneys have to be functioning properly, the spleen has to be functioning properly, the heart has to be functioning properly for the cycle to come. So let's just say you've been stressing. Or you just, your whole life is just stress. You watch stress, you listen to stress, you speak stress, you digest stress. Your whole life is just stress. Do you understand that stress blows your adrenals? Your adrenals are glands that sit on top of your kidneys. So you can stress yourself so much to where you blow your adrenals. And this is how people end up in dialysis, because your blood pressure raises. Huh? Y'all done worried me sick? Yeah. Y'all don't understand what y'all be saying. Y'all don't understand the realness of it. So yeah, when you're stressing like that and blowing your adrenals and blowing your blood pressure and you have to go to dialysis, right? And let's just say that this crazy country goes so crazy that for some reason everything all the lights go off and you can't go to dialysis. You can't go for a long time. Okay? And you can't go for so long that the toxins from your kidneys, because they're backed up, there's a connection between your kidneys and your ears. So imagine not listening to your body for years about how stressed you are just to go deaf. Because you can go deaf. You can go, y'all ever see, look at, listen, everything I give you going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Go look it up. There are people who have stressed themselves into going deaf. And people have gotten their hearing back. There's a connection between your kidneys and your ears. There's a connection between your liver and your eyes. See, the Most High is the most the most articulate, the most detailed creator of all things. We don't even understand how our body works. We don't even know ourselves. The liver has over 300 functions. Keyword over. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of processes happening in your body on a 24-hour cycle. You have a circadian rhythm where your organs are charging for hours. Each organ is charging. And if you are not giving the organ the proper nutrients, it can't charge properly. And when one organ is off, it throws everything else off. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. It only takes one. It only takes one. That's how misaligned energy works. It only takes one thought that you allow to stay in your space too long. That's not proper, that's not right, that's not real, that's not true. And you digest it as if it is truth. And you allow yourself to have become emotionally unregulated behind something that's not even true. That's how misaligned energy operates. So let's get into what misaligned energy looks like in active form. What are women doing where it's revealing this? A woman who constantly pushes herself without considering her natural cycles. I told y'all got 4 phases in your cycles: menstrual, follicular, ovulation, and luteal. I have 2 products in my bio. You can click the link and get access to them, and they will teach you the breakdown of everything. One of them teaches you how to make money using it. Okay? A woman who is burnt out and overworked. A woman who pushes herself without considering her cycles and her energy levels is a woman who leads to physical and emotional exhaustion. You are not exhausted because you're doing everything. You're exhausted because you believe you have to do all that. Now, who told you to be a slave? Who taught you to be a pet? Who taught you to be everybody's person? Who taught you to put yourself last? Who taught you that was proper? And don't say God, because find me the scripture. Because I like to read scripture and dissect it. So, find it for me. Because the Most High ain't never told none of y'all to be no doormat. Most High never even told y'all to be no suckers for your parents either. Y'all really need to read. You really need to read. Because it's a code. And when you start to read the code, you begin to digest and dissect and understand the code. And it's easier to apply. A woman who, for example, when I'm talking about burnout and overworking, and that's misaligned energy, society taught us to, or the whole thing, at least for the last 20 to 30 years, has been for people to work hard, hustle, do this. You know, you can get in a position and you can be just like me if you work hard. You can do this if you do this and you work hard. We really bought into that narrative, right? Don't miss class now. It's gonna be on YouTube. But we really bought into this narrative that we really need to tire ourselves out and work through exhaustion. And one dangerous narrative that we were given as women was to work through our periods. We were told to work through our menstrual cycle. And I believe very strongly that society told us to do that with full knowledge of what that was going to do to our bodies. It is in misalignment for you to be exhausting yourself and working extremely hard on your cycle. And I'm going to tell you why. During the menstrual phase of your cycle. Because during that time frame, you are actually releasing. So you actually are supposed to be spiritually releasing the things that don't belong, mentally, emotionally, removing attachments every single month. See, women wonder why their body carries all the trauma and the drama every month. Because you don't understand your design as a woman. When you are physically releasing, you are releasing as well. This is where it's not a coincidence that you're more emotional during that time. You are to release. You are to cry. See, in biblical days, women were in solitude during that time frame. They slept in a whole nother area, baby. Nobody bothered them or touched them. Because those women were releasing. What was the importance of those women being in that type of setting so that they could release? Because once you have released all the spiritual attachments, the mental attachments, the emotional attachments, the physicalities that are coming out through this month, you are now a vessel who can receive. And see, a key feminine principle that I teach any woman that comes to work with me, every single feminine woman should know how to release, receive, and reject. If you are not receiving 9 times out of 10, you don't know how to release. You don't know how to release those old mind frames, those old beliefs. A lot of times you're not receiving. You don't want to release that money from your hand so that you can invest in something that's going to make you more money. You won't release that man because you believe that's the only one that you've ever got. That's the best thing you ever known. See, you won't release those limited beliefs. You won't release those attachments. You won't release the things that don't belong, and therefore you cannot receive. The energy is not a match. You're not a vessel to receive. How are you going to pour into a cup that's already filled? Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. So, when you think about women and you think about your menstrual cycle, that is a time for you to get rid of all attachments, to open yourself to be receptive. So when you come into the next phase of your cycle, then you're able to create, you're able to do all the other things. And I'm going to tell you something else about being on your menstrual cycle in that space and why it's very important for you to understand and honor the craving of rest that your body is asking for specifically during that time frame. When you don't do what you need to do during the menstrual phase, it throws off the follicular phase, which means that your brain is not as creative. You're not about to get active. See, because you didn't rest. The brain didn't have the time to recuperate and do what it needed to do, because there's a connection between the hypothalamus, your ovaries, and the pituitary gland. And those 3 things are connected in a way that expands your creativity. But if you don't give it rest, you don't know how to use it to make money. And therefore, because you don't know how to use the follicular time properly, when you start ovulating, the first thing you looking for is a man, instead of knowing how to use that energy to make money. And that's where y'all be messing up at. See, y'all going over there trying to go get some money from somebody when you don't understand that you are money. But if you just simply got in alignment with your design during ovulation time, you would not be looking for a man. You would be clocking a bag. Okay? See, some of y'all want men to come rescue y'all from your masculine responsibilities, which is really your adult responsibilities, because you don't want to take on the responsibility of doing the work of facing yourself, getting in alignment with yourself, so that you can attract what's for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, like, y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't feel me though. Because what you have to understand is, like, y'all out here clocking, y'all making all these TikToks. And it's dumb. We talk too much. See, y'all, why y'all giving men the playbook? on how I like. Don't piss me off. Why are you giving men the playbook to how we operate on a cellular level, on a cycle level? You set them up to steal and siphon your energy. Y'all out here hollering about, I would rather choose the bear, but you telling a man during ovulation time, like, you acting like, see, y'all gonna have to start making it make sense for me. I'm so for real. I'm so for real. Y'all claim y'all want the money, but y'all don't recognize that you are money. And so you go and seek it from somebody else, just like you seek the validation to be approved. Which is why you wondering why you're not getting none of the things you're getting, because you're attracting people in that space. But keep doing what you want to do. Keep being burned out and overworked by giving the blueprint to you. And not, see, y'all want to give the blueprint to you. You don't want to live by the blueprint. That's crazy. That's crazy. You too, my love. That's crazy. You want to give somebody else the blueprint to you and have them work it for you. You need to buy me flowers. You need to give me princess treatment. You need to do this. You don't do any of that for yourself. You don't do any of that for yourself. Y'all don't get what it is that you want because you don't understand yourself. You don't understand spiritual law. The Most High tells you, God is not mocked, for whatever man sows, ye shall reap. Nobody is going to pamper you when you don't pamper yourself. You have not put pampering energy out into the universal algorithm by pampering yourself first. The universal algorithm, the universe is an algorithm, by the way. It is the algorithm that the internet mimics. It is literally an algorithm. What you put into it is what you are going to get from it, and you're going to reap what you sow. This is universal law. This is spiritual law. You can go look it up for yourself. You cannot expect someone to value you when you don't value yourself. There is no valuable energy to be matched. And a lot of y'all don't value yourself outside of a dollar sign. And it's ridiculous that you value yourself by a space of a dollar sign, and you do that because you don't understand your own value. Because if you really knew true tea, you wouldn't value yourself by a dollar sign, because what you know is that you can look up on Google and find out that a dollar, whether it's 100, 20, 50, or 5, is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. It has no backing to it. It's a piece of paper. It ain't no different from college rule. What they have done is placed a value on it and said that this value is on this actual piece of paper. That paper has no value. So how dare you compare yourself or limit your value to a dollar sign? You basically saying that you cheap. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You cheap. But see, and because you're cheap, that's why you'll let a 9-to-5 work you to the bone. Because you're cheap, you'll let a 9-to-5 offer you a salary without even negotiating it. Because you're cheap, you allow your time, energy, and attention cycles to be used for 30 years, and they will give you a pin at the end of it, and you want to be mad when you proudly invested your time, energy, attention for 30 years to a corporation that intended to keep you stagnant, make you a slave, and have you be sick, all while paying you a very cheap salary. See, that's what happens when you put a dollar sign on your ass. That's what happens. I've never seen a sucker not get licked. And a lot of us are out here getting licked and trying to figure out why. Misaligned energies. Misaligned energy looks like burnout and overwork. Misaligned energy also looks like scattered focus. So let's get into it. I'm talking to you, little miss, doing too many things at once. I'm talking to you, little miss, start things and don't finish them. I'm talking directly to you, beloved. Okay? So come on in. Don't scurry out. Stay with me now. Okay? You're trying to do so many different things at one time. You're trying to follow all these strategies that you're learning online and learning from other people. But none of these things align with your strengths and your natural rhythms. That's why they don't work. That's why they don't work. You know why your best friend's self-care routine doesn't work for you? Let's talk about it. Because your best friend has 3 kids. Your best friend has kids that are stair steps and they are constantly screaming, "Mommy, mommy, 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 mommy." So what does mommy go to not feel like mommy? Mommy goes to the nail salon. Okay? You go get your nails done on the regular. You single with no kids. You ain't got nothing going on. So going to get your nails done is not a self-care activity for you. It's more of a self-maintenance, which that's what it is anyway. But it's more of a self-maintenance for you. That doesn't align with you. See, when you understand your value, then you can be clear on what you value and you align your actions with the things that you value, so you find yourself always winning. See, that's how you always win. You always win when you never go against yourself. Y'all go against yourself so much, and then when you go against yourself, you have an expectation for the corporation. You have an expectation for the man. You have an expectation for your friend to do exactly what it is that you did for them because you did it. But why did you do it? Why did you do it? Why did you show up to your friend's event when you were extremely sick? Was it because you wanted to look like a good person? Was it because you would want someone to do that for you? But why would you want someone who was extremely sick to show up and support you if they couldn't be at their best? Like, what is that about? See, we do this cute little thing called silent investing. We do this stupid thing where we like to say, you see what I'm doing. You know how to treat me how I'm treating you. See, you use that as an excuse because of your piss poor communication skills, your piss poor beliefs that position you to believe that you are weak for expressing vulnerability about what you need, which is why you never get what you want. You never get what you want. But you're doing everything for everybody. Everybody clapping. Girl, you done started a business. Girl, you a CEO. Girl, you doing this. Girl, you this. Everybody clapping and you losing your mind because you're doing everything. That focus is real scattered. It's not an alignment. Jumping from, and I don't care, and I say this to y'all all the time, y'all need to be very careful about the information that you digest on these apps from people. You need to make sure that what is being said to you is in alignment with what you value and with who you are. Because when you do things that are not like yourself, they don't work. You can't sustain them. That is what I like to call attracting under false pretenses. Everything is about attraction. One element of me is I'm an extreme nerd, so I love physics. I love talking about magnetism and attraction. I did a live yesterday talking about magnetism. Okay? What you have to understand about attraction and different things is this. When you are attracting something and that's not really who you are, you cannot sustain or maintain what it is that you've attracted, so you're going to lose it. Or you're going to be found out to be a fraud. Okay? It's similar to applying for a position at a 9-to-5 that is at the top level that you know nothing about, and they find out that you are phony and you end up getting fired because you don't know what to do. You don't want to attract opportunity under false pretenses. You always want to attract opportunity from a space of authenticity, because authenticity is what attracts. Okay? I ask the Most High for revelation, and you're speaking directly to the things I pray for. All praises to the Most High. I always ask the Most High, what are we talking about today? What are we focusing on? What I need to say. So I'll praise to the Most High. But that jumping from strategy to strategy, jumping from advice to advice without clarity is gonna, when you're not getting the results that you want, you're gonna always feel drained, and you're gonna feel unaccomplished. You're gonna feel like you wasted your money. This is why I tell people, even when they buy from me, don't make an emotional decision to buy one of my courses because you need a quick fix. I get results, but I'm not a quick fix. See, society tricks you. Let me tell you, I just want y'all to pay attention. There is no such thing as a quick fix. Society painted the picture of YOLO, everything being popcorn, everything being convenient. But let me tell you what they did on the back end. Y'all got to really start paying attention to this thing. Society will tell you to do one thing while slowly training you in doing the complete opposite. They have slowly but surely over the last 30 years been poisoning media and television, basically to set things up into the direction in which it's going right now. That's been a slow thing. When I was growing up, you couldn't advertise to kids on Saturdays for cartoons. You could only advertise around Christmas time, and you can only do children's type of commercials like that. We have now gone into an era where You have to monitor what your 3 or 2 your well, I'm not a fan of giving small kids gadgets. That's just me. But you have to monitor what your small child is not watching, because there's no longer a buffer, a filter, a protection for the children. A nation that does not care about its children, that says something. A nation that will go as strong to poisoning the children, that says something. What you have to understand and be very, very clear on is that anything that you are taking into your space, you're giving it focus. You are made up of 4 things, okay? Time, energy, attention, and money. Time is the highest form of currency that we all will ever have, because it's time that you cannot get back, okay? Society's highest form of currency is attention. If society can get your attention and feed you their programming, it's because society understands that wherever your attention goes, energy flows. And the longer I have your attention set on this, the easier it is to manipulate your energy, because you're allowing it to be open. This is why the Most High tells you in Scripture to guard your gates, okay? Because when you allow any and everything into your energetic space to manipulate your energy, guess what happens? You lose focus. This is why your focus is scattered, because you are doing too many things. You're moving, doing all these strategies and what people are telling you to do, but you have no clarity, and it leaves you feeling very drained. You feel played because you bought this course. You feel small. You feel all these things because you allow this scenario to play on your top. Basically, if I had to look at it, if I had to explain it from a dating aspect, it's about, let's just say there's a time you lowered your standards. We've all done it, right? You lowered your standards, say, well, maybe I'm being a little too picky. Maybe I'm just doing this and da 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 da. And so you decided to give your attention to someone that you normally would not give your attention to. And the more attention you gave, and the more this person did, you start looking at them like, well, maybe they're not that bad. And you know what? He don't have this and have that, but he got this, and then maybe with some time this can happen. And then what ends up happening is that you end up getting played, because you allowed your energy to be manipulated to make you think that you like somebody that you actually don't like, and then you let them hit. Now you really think you like somebody. Like, this is why I don't believe in the whole going on dates just to go for dinner because you're bored. See, you being bored gonna mess around and have you catching a boomerang. You being bored is how you gonna catch the boomerang. See, the law of sowing and reaping is a boomerang that never misses. If you energetically are saying that I'm just gonna bypass my time, I got a little time to waste. See, your intention is to waste time, but you're using somebody else to waste time. So then when you find out after a while that this whole scenario has been a waste of your time, you want to be mad. But that's the energetic tone that you set, because you put your focus on them. You put your focus on that. So it's not that that brother didn't waste. It's not that that brother wasted your time. You wasted your own time, because God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, you shall reap. So if you waste time, get ready for your time to be wasted. Straight like that. Law is always going to be honored. That's what you have to understand. Okay? So that scattered focus is because that attention is everywhere. That's misaligned energy. That's misaligned energy. Okay? This is also what misaligned energy looks like. Emotional turmoil, okay? So you're in a space where you're stuck in cycles of frustration, self-doubt, anxiety. These things block your ability to be creative. These things block your ability to connect with opportunity, okay? When you are spending time being in something, whether it is a 9-to-5, whether it is a relationship, I don't care what it is. When you spend time being frustrated and being in scenarios that make you anxious and make you have anxiety, all your energy, all your attention is going towards that problem, which means that you have no open space to receive a digital download from the Most High, which is going to give you $1 million idea that would even put you in a whole nother area where you wouldn't even have to interact with people like this. But because you can't get your mind focused, because you're in so much turmoil, because you have allowed yourself to give your attention and your energy, your time, and probably some money too, in spaces that you should not, you don't have the capacity, and now you believe you're not a creative. Because you've allowed yourself to give that 9 to 5, your time, all your time, your energy, and your attention, and your heart space. You out here telling people you're not an entrepreneur, you're not creative, you don't have anything that you can do, when it tells you in scripture, according to Proverbs 8 and 12, that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. But you have believed the lie. Therefore, you have no capacity to receive. Therefore, you can't get creative. Therefore, you can't create a new reality. Therefore, you're stuck in the one that you're in, and you're sick and you're sad, and you're not getting the results that you're looking for. Being in emotional turmoil is a real strong sign that your energetics is off. You have misaligned energy. The thoughts, your actions, and your heart they not together. And you don't need to make no more moves until they get together. Because, baby, you in a tizzy. And we talking about cycles. And see, cycles are, when you're stuck in cycles of frustration, cycles of self-doubt, cycles of anxiety, sickness will follow. Because let me explain something to you. If you don't believe me, let me break it down. If you allow yourself, I'm going to say this again before I break this down, to sit in cycles of self-doubt, anxiety, frustration, anger, shame, any form of low vibrational state, sickness will follow. Let me explain to you a little bit about time if this is your first time joining me, right? One of my gifts as well is that I'm a time alchemist, which means that there is no such thing as lost time. I help people maximize their time. I help people manage their time properly. I help them always find the loops in their time. I support women in quantum jumping into new times. And I've done it for myself, and I've done it for a multitude of others. But you have to understand the concept of time to be able to do it. So I'm going to break down for you time in a way that you may not have ever heard it before. But if I hear it again, I know it came from me, and I got it straight from my gift and from the Most High. So don't play, but I'm going to put you on game. There are two elements when it comes down to time. There is Kairos time and there is Chronos time. Your Chronos time is your days, your seconds, your hours, your minutes, right? Then you have Kairos time, and Kairos time is your seasons. It is the ebbs and the flows. It is the highs and the lows. It is the ups and the downs, okay? Kairos time, Chronos time. Everybody with me? Cool. So, time is actually a formula, okay? So what we have to understand about time as a formula is time equals something is caused, there's an effect, okay, to that cause, which creates a pattern, okay? If that pattern is continuous, it creates a season, okay? Once seasons are continuous, they become cycles. And this is how people get trapped. If you do something, it causes a negative effect to you. You sit in that pattern for too long, it becomes a season. When it becomes a season, after a period of time passes by, Chronos time passes by, it's going to become a cycle. And this is how you see people continue to repeat cycles over and over and over and over again over a period of years. You will see people do the same thing over and over and over again. Like they not moving, they're not learning a lesson, they're not doing nothing. They're not getting to the root cause. And because they're not getting to the root cause, they have no choice but to waste time. Because they are constantly sitting in the cycles that are repeating. And anytime there is something within you that you are consistently repeating, you need to understand that that is in your subconscious mind. Repetition is the language of your subconscious mind. So the things that you do naturally, you just get up and you just do X, Y, Z. These things are coming from a space of your subconscious mind. We do what's familiar. We do what we know until we disrupt the pattern. We do what's familiar. We do what we know until we disrupt the pattern. If you were raised a certain kind of way and you were told certain things growing up, Unless you changed and they were negative things, unless you did the work to change your view of self, you still feel that way about yourself in the depths of who you are. And it is manifested through the relationships that you are choosing, the experiences that you are having. Because like I said, the Most High is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. If you don't like the fruit of your life, you need to look at the seeds you are planting on the daily. Because your life is nothing but your timeline. If you don't like what's on your timeline, if you don't like what's on your Explorer page, then maybe you shouldn't like and engage in certain things, because it does nothing but reveal who you are. This is not a mystery. This is not anything else. This is who you are. And you need to see yourself for who you are and how you're blocking yourself from getting the wealth that you really desire. Because you're sitting in a space of emotional turmoil. And what's happening in that space is you feel unworthy. You feel stressed. It creates a mental block, which prevents you from seeing and seizing wealth building opportunities. You know how they say that thing, you wouldn't know a good man if he hit you in the face because you're so used to the bad ones? That's because energetically you have the block mentally that blocks you from seeing or seizing any form of a healthy relationship, even though that's a part of wealth. Relationships are wealth builders. I have a course where I talk about relationships and revenue and how relationships are for riches. There, you understand the richness within yourself. That person understands the richness within themselves. You come together and y'all create something rich. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a business. It could be a rich relationship. It could be a rich project that y'all work on. It's you recognizing and understanding the richness within yourself and connecting with other richness. But you can't get the riches or the richness of relationships if you don't know that you're rich. And understanding that you're rich means you understand your value. Okay? There's a huge difference. So again, what misaligned energy looks like and how it's showing up in your life: burnout, overworking, scattered focus, emotional turmoil, and guess what else it is? Disconnected from your intuition. A lot of y'all can't hear. Some of y'all have drowned out the voice within you so much to where it's lower than a whisper. Because that's how much you ignore yourself. That's how disconnected you are from yourself. You feel on the inside that you shouldn't go and do this. But you think you tripping because you let people and society make you feel like you can't trust what you hear on the inside of you. Though you be crying and praying every single night asking God to give you an answer, which is really crazy work. Because to ask for an answer and not take it is insane. And because you are ignoring and you're disconnected, ignoring your inner wisdom and making decisions based on external pressures or what other people think that you should do. See, that's what a lot of women are coming on here doing when they're looking for femininity advice. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And the women that come to work with me, yes, they do end up operating more so from their feminine energy. It's not because I taught them how to be feminine, though. That's what people miss. Nobody can teach you how to be feminine, baby. You are feminine by design. What I do, my position is to guide you back to that energetic space. My position is to guide you back to who you are. My position is to guide you back into alignment so you get a taste of your real energy. And all you got to do is taste a little bit of it. And when you taste a little bit of it, you ain't gonna never want to go back. That's what I do. Nobody on this app can teach you how to be feminine. Thank you, my love, for these likes, loves, and follows. Nobody can teach you that. Nobody. Nobody has your answers. How do women come to work with me and they start making a whole lot more money? How do they start attracting better relationships? How do they start healing and fixing their own relationships? How do they start healing their health? Because I guide them back to them. I don't give them the answers. I'm obedient to what is being said to me. And I provide the insight to guide you exactly to where you need to go. Because you have the kingdom of heaven within you. When are you going to start acting like it? Okay? So when we're talking about being disconnected from your intuition, this positions you not to pursue goals or you start pursuing goals that actually don't align with your authentic desires, which leads to you not feeling fulfilled even when you achieve certain things. I found this to be very true with a lot of women doctors and lawyers. A lot of your doctors, nurses, attorneys, and therapists come to work with me. And a common theme that I have seen with women who are in these high achieving roles of surgeon, different things, especially the ones who said that they've wanted to do this since they were little girls. I have found that a lot of them have been trained to say that. And so when they get in these roles of becoming doctors in these great positions, they realize this is not really what I want. I want to bake cookies. This is not really what I want. I really want to go paint. This is not really what I want. I really want to go and live in an RV and just travel the world. See, a lot of people want to vicariously live through their children. So they will push what they believe should be onto their children, instead of honoring the gifts and the purpose that was already given to your baby during the process of creation. Because see, you think you know your baby's innermost, and you don't. You don't. See, there's only one who knows the innermost of us. See, you are formed in your mother's womb. But you was created through a whole system. And as much as we want to not hear this, your children don't belong to you. You are the vessel and the one responsible for rearing their experience and rearing them into their assignment. See, and that's why when you don't understand that, when your child becomes an adult and they want to go live, you want to make them feel guilty for going and living their life because you gave them your life. That wasn't your assignment. See, motherhood was a part of your assignment. It was not for you to be consumed by it. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Because when you give your life to everything or give your life to something, you feel like something owes you. That's why a lot of people feel like they're adult children. I owe you. I took care of you. So they should automatically pay you back because you took care of them. Did they ask to be here? Do they owe you that? Is it, now don't get it twisted, is it honorable to do that? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you shouldn't have to guilt trip them into that. They should want to do that from a space of honor. Let me tell you something. I'm 40, right? So my mother is older. It's an honor to do what I need to do for my mother. That's an honor. Now, it ain't no maid, you gotta do this. It's an honor. I watched that lady. I watched what she did. I see the fruit of her labor in me, my brother, and my sister. See, it's an honor to honor her because it was honorable the way that she raised us. So we have to really start operating from a space that is honorable to us, that honors what it is that we're supposed to be doing. You need to honor the voice within you, even if it goes against what your mother says. Thank you, my love, for these kids. Y'all know how my mom was looking? When I say that 35, girl, I'm finna quit my job and be a self-care coach. My mother is ex-military, extremely disciplined, results-driven. Baby, she don't play no games. She raised me on achievement, okay? So she's looking like, what you finna do? Sending me jobs. Like so, but if I listened to that and I just accepted that, I wouldn't have been able to build a 6-figure business that I've built from the ground up, being a digital nomad, traveling the world. I would not have been able to help a lot of women make more money, women live the life and create the life that they truly desire. I wouldn't be able to do any of those things. I wouldn't be on assignment. Love my mama down. Love her down. Love her up and down. But when I started showing her what was clearing every single month for me operating in purpose, baby, she got quiet. She said, okay. She get on the phone with her folks, you know she got a business and it's going good. You have to honor what you're being told internally, even if you think it's going to frustrate the people around you. Your conversation with the one that created you was not on three-way. Your mama wasn't on the call, baby. She got her own assignment, okay? Part of it was bringing you here, but on team, so you can do what you need to do, okay? That wasn't a three-way call. So therefore, you don't owe explanations. You just need to position yourself to do what you need to do. That's it. So being disconnected from your intuition is a sign of misaligned alignment or misaligned energy. Okay? Number 5. And this is the fifth one with this. Ignoring your feminine power. Okay? If you're always doing and you don't allow yourself to be, if you feel lazy if you sit down, if you feel like you're not doing enough if you take a rest. Thank you, my love, for these likes, loves, comments, and gifts. If you find yourself like, I need to be doing something, I'm being lazy, I need to get up and do something, do, you're always doing for other people, you are ignoring your feminine power. You are pushing away your support. Nobody's going to help anyone who appears to have it all the way, always together, and nobody has it all together. That's the crazy part. So the appearances are really a turn off, and I'll explain that in a second. If you're constantly operating in doing mode, which is more masculine energy, and suppressing the natural flow of your being, which is your feminine energy, it creates a mismatch in your energy and how you attract and sustain wealth. This is why you can be the prettiest woman on the block, and you're trying to figure out why you're having a very hard time dating people, but you want to run stuff. You're more in the domineering role, and your desire is for a leader. Your desire is for someone to be in a dominant role, but you won't relinquish control because you're afraid. And these things are okay that you're afraid, but if you're scared, you need to stay at home. That's what women don't be understanding. See, if you got to go into any scenario relationship-wise, and you've got to control it, you've got to control the person. This is speaking to your fear, and you need to sit at home because you're scared, you're not ready. You're operating from a masculine space, and ain't no masculine man going to respond to that energy. Why? Let's give you some science. Because I'm a nerd. I love scripture, science, and psychology. So the scientific aspect of this is simply polarity. Okay? It's simply polarity. North Pole, South Pole. Okay? Feminine, masculine. The plus side of the battery, the smooth side of the battery. Okay? You can't put two sides of the same battery and think it's going to work. It's not going to work. So if you're not willing to relinquish doing so that you can just be like you claim you want to be, because y'all be claiming that that's what you want to be. But if you're not ready to relinquish the doing aspect of that, then you're not ready to be. And get used to doing. Don't get mad at somebody else for being because you choose to do. Okay? Because that is going to position you in how you attract. If you're dominant, you're going to get a sub. That's just what it is. And I'm not telling you that in every scenario, because let me be very clear about submission too, because people get this very confused, and I just want to clear this up. Okay? Submission, you submit to a mission, baby. Let's first start there. I only submit to missions. Missions are led by leaders. The leaders who are on mission have a vision. It tells you in scripture that without a vision, the people will perish. It also tells you that you should write it down and make it plain. So not only does the man have a vision, he has a plan, and he's a leader. So he's operating according to the mission. I can submit to a mission. See, y'all be out here wanting to submit to stuff, ain't no mission. And if it ain't no mission, it ain't no vision. And if ain't no vision, there is no leader. Start paying attention. If a person is not a leader in their own life, in their own right, they can't lead you. They can't. And as a woman, that if you are a leader, because let me be very clear, it's very evident that I am a leader. I am authority. I am an authority in my own life, right? But even as a leader, even as an authority, right? I still know how to submit to a mission. But it got to be a mission that's in alignment with my values and my vision before I submit to it. Because the way I look at it is like this. Let's just say we were talking about this from a romantic space. If a man has his vision and his mission and he's leading in that authority, my vision and what I'm doing shouldn't conflict what he's doing. It should actually fit into it. That's how easy it should be. I should be able to come right in. My vision fit right into his. He got a bigger container. And together we can expand that container. But when we're talking about being and doing, you need to understand. I want you to start evaluating all your relationship. Are you the doer or are you being? When you go places, do you just need to kick back and chill, or are you the one getting up, organizing, and doing everything? Are you the doer or the beer? Now, in certain situations, you're going to be the doer. In my business, I'm the doer. In my business, I'm the doer. Because that requires left brain energy. That requires action taking, logistics, the masculine side of things. My business requires that, which is why my business is built up with very strong masculine structures so that I can flourish in my feminine energy. Okay? But when I'm in scenarios outside of business, I'm just being me. I'm just being me. Okay? So, ignoring your feminine power is a sign of misaligned energy. All right? Here's how this misaligned energy is blocking your wealth potential. You getting emotionally fulfilled, financial resources, time, freedom, healthy relationships, purpose, and growth. Here's how this is blocking you. You repel opportunities, okay? When you're operating from misaligned energies, you repel opportunities from coming your way, okay? Because your energy feels forced, it feels chaotic, and so that it repels people. You ever dealt with somebody who was really desperate and they was trying to talk to you? That's how it feels. You repel the energy from getting what you want because you're operating from a space that's very unattractive. Chasing things is unattractive because when you chase something, it runs from you. Even money. It tells you in scripture in Proverbs, I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's 23 and 7, but I could be wrong. But I believe it's chapter 23. And it tells you that if you chase wealth, it's like a bird. It will pick up wings and fly away from you. You're not supposed to chase it, but society told you to chase it. See how they lie? See how they lie? They'll tell you to chase it all while behind your back, they're building it up and transferring it over your head slowly. But they tell you, I'm just telling you, pay attention to the patterns. Misaligned energy blocks your wealth potential. It repels opportunities from you, okay? It depletes your energy reserves. So misaligned energy drains your physical and emotional energy, leaving you with little capacity to even recognize or even act on wealth building activities. This is what a lot of people do with their 9 to 5. Oh, I got a 9 to 5, but I got a side hustle, I got a business, but you're not working in your business. Why? Because your energy is misaligned where you are. You're allowing this 9 to 5 to drain your time, energy, attention. Okay? And because of that, you can't recognize or even act on opportunities because you're too tired to do so. So energetically, you're getting depleted. All right? You have inconsistent productivity. That's what blocks wealth potential because you're so tired, you're so exhausted, you're so focused on the wrong thing. Guess what? You don't have the ability to produce and do the things you need to do so you can get better. Okay? Congratulations to you. All right? And then the fourth thing is you attract misaligned results instead of attracting things that really fulfill you. Yes, and y'all, I really need y'all to understand this power of life and death in the tongue. So when y'all be out here talking about something, I want a relationship, I want a man, I want this, I want that, and your energy is misaligned, this is why you continue to attract relationships that are not fulfilling. Okay? It's because you draw in more of things that keep you stuck because of the things that you are saying. Okay, so everything just feels completely unaligned. Clients, work, goals, And none of these things that you're doing, even though you're doing a lot of things, are contributing to you actually achieving wealth, which is those relationships, which is that fulfillment, which is those resources, that time freedom, and that growth and purpose. You're not feeling any of those things because the energy is misaligned. Okay? How do you fix your misaligned energy? You got to master your emotional rhythm, which means you need to get in sync with your menstrual cycle first, because your mood is connected to your money, whether you realize it or not. And I break that down. You need to align with those cycles so you start working with your body instead of working against it. Okay? You need to reconnect with your feminine essence. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, which is extremely important and vital. And then you need to create aligned action plans so that you get in full harmony so that you can actually start attracting the things that you really want. Okay? So this process is going to support you in getting your thoughts, getting your emotions, and getting your willpower on the same frequency. And once you do that, manifestation becomes extremely easy. You literally can manifest whatever it is that you truly desire when you are all in alignment. The issue is there's a lack of alignment. That's why you're not getting what it is that you desire and what you want. So I have explained to you the importance of like what misalignment is, why doing an ambition is not alone. It alone is just not enough, and how aligned energy is the missing piece to your consistent wealth. I've talked about what misaligned energy looks like. I've talked about how it blocks your wealth potential, and I've given you the way that you can fix it. If you don't know how to fix it, if you need support and help fixing it, here are the things that you can get from me. Okay? If you want to work on, if you're in a space where it's like, I have a 9 to 5, I want to start getting myself together so I can transition out of that, get the cycle syncing success kit. That's $97. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. The reason why I'm telling you to get that is you need to get your energy up. You need to get your strength up. You need to understand your cycles so that you can start positioning yourself to when you get off work, you're using your time, energy, attention properly. You only giving so much time, energy, attention to your 9 to 5, and then you have it set up to where you're able to give the time, energy, attention that you need to your business. When you learn your menstrual cycle, you can literally do one set. You can do a whole lot of work in 1 week. You can work. See, I'm going to tell you something. This cycle success kit, the specific one, the Harmony in 6, the 6-figure methodology that's on here. In that one, when you understand your cycle, what you can do is during that time frame when your brain is popping and it's this and everything is going on, you can knock out so many projects during that time frame because you know what to do with your body and because of the way that it's operating. So you literally, let's just say you have a business and you don't have time to record content and do XYZ. There's a point in your the phase of your menstrual cycle where you actually you have so much energy that you may be able to record content that entire week and put it out there for a month because you have that much energy. Or if you have a major project you need to work on, you can put that energy in actually working on that project because of the way your brain is operating during that time frame. So the cycle syncing success kit starts you off with you understanding that. Okay, so it's the cycle syncing success kit. You can grab that for $97. If you already have a business and you want your business to do better but you feel like you don't have enough time, you don't feel like you have the energy, you feel like you're exhausted, you probably are not connected with your cycle, you don't know there are certain things you need to be eating, you don't know there are certain plans that you need to plan around each specific phase. Okay, so in this specific phase, in this particular program I have called Harmony in 6, Emotional Mastery and Cycle Syncing System for 6-figure success. Okay, so thank you, my love, for posting that. The Harmony in 6 Emotional Mastery Cycle Syncing Success System for 6-figure success is going to teach you how to unlock your emotions, align with your cycles, and unlock financial flow that feels natural and sustainable. That's going to really teach you what you need to be doing specifically during those cycle phases and business and how you need to be operating and how to plan and all those things. This is the formula that I have used and I've given to my client who went from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, who's almost at $1 million in her business. I've given this to my clients who are 5 figures and who've gone to 6 figures. I have used this formula to create my 6 figure business. This particular system is 333. I'm going to give you a little bit more results that came from that program. I told you guys yesterday about how my client had hormonal acne when she came into the Harmony and Six program. And she took that and she was struggling with it for months because her mom had passed away. When she got into the program, that not only healed, but a whole lot of other stuff healed within her body. And she began to magnetize and attract a whole bunch of different things after moving into a new city. So I'm going to tell you the email that I got from my client yesterday about her getting Harmony and Six and what happened. And I'm just going to read it to you. So it says, in 2015, I was diagnosed with depression. First, she said, "Hi, Elle. It literally took me days to write this email because I wanted to write the words flowing from my heart freely. Thank you. Thank you for your obedience. Thank you for showing up. Thank you." I'm getting emotional. I'm getting myself together. "Thank you to the Most High for using you and giving the words that you speak in a way that is easily digestible to the ones who are here to receive it. Thank you. Thank the Most High for giving you the tools to pass along to your audience. I have truly benefited from both your free and paid content." Now, before she became a paid client of mine, she was on my free content, I want to say, for maybe like a year. She said, "In 2015, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I started a regimen on antidepressants. I hated my job, working in manufacturing, and my marriage was suffering. I would literally drink before work, drink to go to sleep, and drink when I got off. I lacked accountability and was simply coasting through life. Because of my choices I made in 2010, I got stuck in a cycle, keyword cycle, of lies, of alcohol abuse, bad health, grief, and bad habits. After using several of your products and working with you in Cycle and Six, I'm happy to report that I have lost 42 pounds and is sustaining the weight loss. It's been almost a year since I've had an alcoholic beverage. The desire has been completely removed. I have been able to regulate my emotions, calm myself. My health has significantly improved, lowering my A1C. See, we going into diabetes territory now. Lowering my A1C and my liver functions are optimal." Did you hear what I said? So not just healing. We talking that real stuff, okay? "I have been off antidepressants for a few years. I am able to receive, release, and reject and ask for help. Most recently, I was able to get the support needed to get my rental property in compliance and secure funding for my adult foster care home." And we talked about that. "I am grateful for this journey and I'm currently on, taking control of my life. Thank you so much for your time." Let me tell y'all something. I used to be really scared to tell people the depths of how I support women and how I help them heal. What you just heard this woman say was she had an alcohol problem. She ain't had a drink in over a year. She's off the antidepressants that she was on for years. She had been trying to figure out what she was going to do with her rental property because she really wanted an adult foster care home. She invested in several of my products so that she can work with me, and we work together specifically. And she has now gotten that. So when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm true to it. I take the work I do very serious. That's why I only work with women who are driven. That's why I say I help results-driven women literally master their natural rhythms and turn their natural magnetism into wealth-attracting forces. That's what I mean. The women that I work with get the results that they are looking for because they do the work. So if you are a woman who is ready to do the work and you want to know what program specifically that she was in, she did the Harmony and Six program. That's now 333. Okay? So you can get that with Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. And with that, you get to communicate with me because you have a login system to where it's like a university setup. So when you are responding and saying something, I'm responding and I'm talking to you as well. And I'm letting you know, okay, you have questions in there. I have all these different things in there for you to be able to support you. Thank you, love, for posting that. Thank you for these likes and gifts and things. Okay? So I have those two things. If you have issues mastering your emotions and you really need to get grounded and you really struggle to ooze feminine energy, get How to Align with Your Authentic Feminine Design. That's going to teach you how to Set up the boundaries you need to have. That's going to teach you how to treat yourself well. That's going to really teach you how to set a standard in your life. Because a lot of women don't have standards because they don't know how to set them. And they don't know how to set them because they don't know why they should set them. And they don't know why they should set them because they don't really know how valuable and how precious they really are. And how to align with your authentic feminine design in 4 simple steps does, it supports you by getting your soul in alignment. It supports you by helping you create mental commitment and what that actually looks like. It supports you in understanding what boundaries are, why you should have them, why you need to be protecting yourself. It positions you for practicality, showing you how to put these things in position. And it also has a bonus in there that teaches you how to create intentional relationships, because y'all don't know how to choose friends, let alone trying to choose a man for yourself. See, a lot of us don't understand that relationships, friendships, are for problem solving and growth. They're not for this person to be your therapist and to be your diary. Y'all be doing a lot. Y'all be doing a lot. Burdening people. Oh, you my diary. No person should be your diary. I'm sorry. Nobody should be your diary. That's too much pressure for one person to hold up your health. Don't do that. Learn how to manage yourself. Learn how to get grounded as a woman. Learn how not to operate from inner child tantrums. Because if you can't say nothing without cussing somebody out, without yelling, without going off, your inner child is running your life. And if your inner child is running your life is shaky, baby. Because what you're displaying is an adult tantrum. Learn how to get rooted and stop giving responses to things that don't deserve your energy. Y'all give your power away too much. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You give your power away too much. Take your power back. Stop waiting on a man to take you out of your masculine responsibilities. Go get in sync with your cycle and learn how to use your cycle to make money. Go get in sync with your cycle and figure out how you're going to create these 6 figures instead of waiting on a 6-figure man to come get you. See, when you start making 6 figures or so, maybe you'll be in a room with some other 6 figures and they'll be like, oh. See, y'all let the world tell y'all ain't no good men out here. I don't know what to tell y'all. My dating experiences are phenomenal. But that's because there's a standard. And how to align with your authentic design using 4 simple steps is how you set that standard. How you stick to that standard. Okay? And that's 247. You can get that with Client Affirm and Activate. That is one of my most powerful courses. Women have taken that course and healed after divorces. Women have taken that course and increased their business, their money in their business to 67%. Women have taken that course and improved their marriages. Women have taken that course and stopped self-sabotaging behaviors. So you need to align with your feminine design. You want to ooze feminine energy? Be intentional. Listen to your intuition. And also understand your identity. Is there an age range for these classes? Absolutely not. I've had people. My youngest client is 19. My youngest client is 19. We were talking about, and when she get my age, I'm about to be 41 in a couple of weeks. She gonna be a bad mama jamma. My youngest client is 19. The oldest client that I think I've had has been in her 60s. There are women of all walks of life that come to work with me. There's never not an opportunity to grow and to get in alignment with your authentic design as a woman. I don't care if you're 75. If you got ears, you can hear. And for those who want to hear and do, they implement and they invest. So there's absolutely no age. And everything that I create, let me say this too. You can run it for your teenagers, because FYI, before I came into this beautiful work of coaching results-driven women, I coached girls into women for 10 years. So I was a dance coach for 10 years. And my whole background is I have worked with children all of my life. I was a former social worker before I came into this work. So your teenagers can look at my content. Your teenagers can look at my courses, and it's age appropriate. That was one of the things that's very important to me, because my goal secretly, and I never said this out loud, but my goal secretly is that the woman, the mother, takes these things and she teaches these things to her daughters. That's my goal. So my goal is really to get to you, to really get through you, to get to your babies, because your babies the ones that's going to be running things. They need to know. My client that is almost at $1 million in her business she taught her teenage daughter how to cycle sync. So her daughter knows how to manifest. Her daughter understands the power of her energy cycles. She understands the power of her femininity. And I'm grateful for that because her mother is running it up and her daughter is understanding this at 15, 14. I want to say she was maybe 13, 12 when she started teaching her. Okay? So, vital, vital, vital. Okay? Thank y'all. Absolutely every class I purchase. Yes, 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 yes. What questions do you guys have? Click the link in the bio to be able to get access to any of these courses or services that I offer. Like I said, if you're struggling, it's to master your emotions. You have that information up there. If you're struggling to get in sync with your rhythm, your natural rhythm as a woman, that information is up there. If you are struggling in attempts to trying to, if you want to create wealth, not even struggling, but if you want to create wealth, then there are things up there for you. So you just click the link in the bio and be able to get the access to the things that you need. One of my favorites, do I work one-on-one? I do work one-on-one. There's a link at the bottom. When you click the link in my bio, you scroll all the way down to the bottom. It says work with L one-on-one. And it has you filling out this form to assess for both of us, like if this is going to be a good feel. And then it has the price point at the bottom, and then you pay that, and then you go ahead and you schedule your session, and we have our session. And for anyone who's ever had a one-on-one session with me, they know it's worth every penny. I have not had a woman who has not came in actively to do the work one-on-one with me, especially in emotional mastery session, or even if it was an ideas to income session, that has not gotten amazing results. So definitely, definitely. Yes, Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay are friendly. I offer those with all of my services. So even the one-on-one, because the one-on-one is $4.97, and you can't get that with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Thank you, Kendra. Kendra is also one of my amazing former clients. She is bomb. If y'all are having any issues, lifestyle, I was talking about lifestyle illnesses earlier, like type 2 diabetes and those things, go over there and follow Kendra right now, because she is a plant-based strategist. She's going to support you in shifting your habits to healthy habits. She is a plant-based connoisseur. I love her content, and she really gives you a lot of the education behind what you need to know as far as healing your body. She has done the work to heal her own body. So these are the type of women that come into my space. They are really amazing women that get amazing results. Her one-on-ones are so impactful for self and business. Thank you, my love. And then we also have, look, Delilah's in here. Delilah was just in my masterclass, Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup. And after 24 hours of that, she got 5 clients. But I'm still tripping off that. And then maybe like 8 or so days later, she got like 4 more clients. So she had like 9 clients. And she had been trying to get clients in her business for like years. She could only get 1. And after the masterclass, she immediately started implementing things. She started really doing her work. She really started focusing. And they started coming to her. And so now she's in a position to where she is positioning herself to release her 9 to 5. She positioned herself so she can get really quick. So I'm telling y'all, like, click the link in the bio, figure out where you are, what you want for your life, and how I can support you and help you. Do you guys have any questions before I get ready to leave out? Any questions? And everything pretty much is, once you click on it, it's real detailed, and you can see they have the testimonials. I need to put the other testimonial up, the one that I did from my most recent client, who has blown me by the water. Like, really just shocked me, the results that a lot of my clients have been getting lately. So this testimonial update ain't for be nothing nice. Nothing nice at all. Alrighty, I'm not seeing any questions, so make sure you click the link in the bio to check out, to get any resources that you may be looking for that can support you at this time. especially if you have misaligned energy. Okay, we got to get that energetics together because it makes a difference, especially when it comes down to attracting what it is that you desire and what you want. You guys are so welcome. Again, thank you for joining. I hope that something was said that not only edified you, but it also put you in a position and inspired you to actually take action. Okay? Because that's what I need. I need you to take action. I don't need claps. I don't need approval. I don't need none of that. What I actually need is for you to get the results that you are seeking and what you're looking for. And if it's in alignment for you to work with me, come on in. Come on in, okay? All right, y'all. I hope that y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Peace.